Let's go. Woo. They know. It's that Eastside Grammy. You know where to find me, nigga. Let that bitch breathe. We gon' kill these niggas though. Look, I'm like Mike with the moves. Young Kareem on a groove. Play the booth overtime.
Yo, what up? This your host, Big Heen.
And this King Hill.
And I got a special guest today. Somebody I've been trying to get in for a minute. We finally sitting in the studio. Y'all know we was always talking about getting guests on this season 2. I ran into my man the other day. We was out, me and the wife, me and the family having lunch. I look over, I'm like, yo, that's my man right there. This dude is, to me, he's more than a rapper. He's a lyricist. I think he's a step up above a rapper. Anybody could be a rapper. I could be a rapper. And my lyric game is horrible. When you consider somebody a lyricist, to me, that is the next level of the game. You could tell stories. He tied into one of the dopest lyricists in the game, one of the hottest rap groups, the Empire of Buffalo, the Mighty Griselda, the Machine. They all tied into Drumworks, BSF. I mean, none other than my man, Jae Skeese.
Peace. What's going on with you?
Yeah. So let's jump right into this thing, Jae Skeese, man. Before I even say any crazy things, do you think LeBron James is coachable?
Coachable? Nah, it's over. It's over. Because his basketball IQ is too crazy.
Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying? So what you going to tell LeBron?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing you might be able to tell him is, yo, you need to sit down for, a minute or two, or, you know what I'm saying? But you can't tell that man nothing.
Yeah, he definitely.
You know what I'm saying? He was out there telling Darvin Ham what to do for real.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think LeBron need to go ahead and bow down gracefully. Probably hit the retire button. I mean, I know he want to play with his son. I mean, if it do happen, it happened. But if it don't, he need to just go ahead and sit it down before he ruin his career.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think he's gonna try to play with his son before he hang it up. I think it's like I said before. I think it's gonna happen. Either the Lakers gonna pick him up, and he gonna go to the Lakers, or wherever he go, LeBron gonna go and play with him, even if it's for a year.
We're gonna dig into that LeBron thing a little later. But Jae Skeese, before we go hard, man, tell my audience, my listeners, and my YouTubers who you are, man. Where you from? Where Jae Skeese from?
Man, I'm from the east side of Buffalo, man. I grew up, you know what I'm saying, Bailey and Andover. My mom still live over that way, so, we've been over there 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Jae Skeese, the separation of Jordan Mids and Jordan Highs. Everybody know me from, working in the different sneaker stores in the area for years and years and doing events there. You know what I'm saying? We used to throw ciphers there. And, I just been somebody for a long time that just had this dream of, really doing something as far as, like, hip-hop. And I just been putting on for that for years and just telling my story.
And that's dope, man. You know what's crazy, right? Because you used to work at the sneaker spot. Mm-hmm. I used to come in there all the time. And I used to see you. I used to be like, yo, this dude seemed like somebody. I just can't figure it out. Mm-hmm. So when Conway started the label, because at first Conway wasn't even going to do no label. He was like, man, I'm just rapping. Mm-hmm. Then Benny do the thing. Next thing I'm like, yo, Conway just started a label. And when he introduced you, I'm like, yo, dude look familiar. Mm. I got on the phone, I hollered at him. I'm like, yo, Heen, that's dude. I said, that's dude from the sneaker spot. He's like, yeah, that's Ski, man. I was like, yo, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? So I always, when I was coming in there, copping, you know what I'm saying, you was always just one of them dudes like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Making sure I get what I want. Yo, if you won't got it, we'll order it. And I'm like, I'm always peeping like, yo, this dude, he don't belong in here. But I respect your grind. Because a lot of dudes would have chose a different route. They would have went to street game. You know what I'm saying? That's the name of the story, was street game.
Now, I worked at Villa, but
Villa, it was Villa.
Street game around too.
A lot of dudes would have went to the streets. Mm-hmm. You chose the smart route. That's why I feel like you're still here. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So my next question to you would be, how did you get with Conway? How did you get with the machine?
So it was like it was a crazy story, but basically I was working at the spot I was just telling you about Villa DTLR. I was working there for a few years, and when COVID hit, I ended up getting furloughed from work. I wasn't working. Everybody, nobody was working in person, and when the whole George Floyd thing happened, that incident happened. Like a lot of stores was getting looted and stuff like that, so I went back to work, but my store got looted, and I just didn't feel real comfortable working, in that store anymore.
So you had went up on Bailey.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Yep, over University Plaza. And so that happened, and I went back for maybe a week, didn't feel comfortable working there, so I ended up, just resigning from my position there. And then from there, it was like a Friday when I ended up resigning, and then on that Sunday, literally, I spoke with God. Like I was like, yo, what am I supposed to do next? You know what I mean? And at the time, I was painting, and I was obviously still doing music, but I didn't really have a lot of direction in those things. I was just really getting my feet wet with the painting and stuff like that I was doing. And then as far as music, I had been doing it, but I just didn't really have too much traction. So on that Sunday, so it was 2 days later, that's when Conway just reached out to me. We had did some prior shows here in the town where I opened up for him on like one tour that he did, and then he had threw like a one-off show here back in like 2016. And he said from there I kind of was just on his radar. So, we kind of linked up from there. I went down to New York a few months later, recorded a few songs, and just kind of put him on notice like, yo, bro, like I'm real serious about what I'm trying to do as far as the music. And then from there, a few months later, I signed to Drumworks.
What's crazy
That's what's up.
That's dope, because I didn't know you was rapping since 2009. You put out your first mixtape, Whack. Oh yeah, I done did my homework. I done did my homework.
You done looked it up.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, this dude, like I said when I first met you, I was like, yo, this dude, he don't belong here. But we all got to set our foot forth to the grind, you know what I'm saying, to get to the bag. Just like this, I'm funding this all out of pocket, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no sponsors yet popping anyway. But I knew that it was something about you when I met you. I didn't know you was a rapper. I just knew you was some type of artist. I saw that in you. It was the way you carried yourself. So, man, that's dope, man. And Conway, that's my man, man. That's my homie. Like, I got Conway by almost 10 years. He grew up around the block from me. He grew up on May. We grew up on Warren Ave. Okay. Pretty much that whole neighborhood. I ran through that whole neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brothers, and then we ran through the whole neighborhood. But I knew everybody, and Conway was one of them dudes. Not too many people could come on our block, but Conway was one of them. You know what I'm saying? When I put the stamp on that dude. That dude is who he say he is. You know what I'm saying? He ain't out here capping. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things he talk about in those songs, a lot of those people he talk about in those songs, I know him personally. I watch him all grow up. You know what I'm saying? We got when Conway rapping, he got pain. So for him to take a liking to you, I say, yeah, dude, got to be it. That's why I call you a lyricist. I listen to your music. You spitting it. And you and him got a song on that new album, Bars and Noble. Oh my God, y'all gotta shoot a. They gotta shoot a video to that, man.
Yeah, that joint crazy. We did that joint. We was in New York City. I think I was with Conway. He was doing his press run for Won't He Do It last year, and we just pulled up to the studio. I think Benny was working on. He was working on Everybody Can't Go, and we just happened to be in the studio downstairs, and Scram Jones played the beat. It was like 4 a.m. too. We just, we about to just go in. He laid his joint. Conway did a quick, I think 8 bars, and I was penning my joint. Did my joint, and then, that joint ended up on him new shit. So, you know what I'm saying? It's dope.
That's crazy.
So I want to step in a little bit. Y'all been talking for a minute. I'm going to take a step back for a minute. I seen that you did a documentary in your hood. How was that for you, and how important was it for you?
Man, that was real important because I felt like it just gave me a chance to really go a little deeper into my story. You know what I'm saying? To where you don't have to like digest it through the music. Because sometimes, things might get glanced over or whatever if you just listening to the music. So it got a chance for me to show people where I really grew up at, where I'm from, and tell some of those stories, and then even involving my mom in it. Like it was real dope. It was a dope experience to be able to have the real spotlight kind of shined on me real quick to kind of tell that story. Because, you know, being from the east side of Buffalo, like, we don't get those opportunities. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of artists that I know that are crazy dope that just have never really got that spotlight shined on them to where they can really tell their stories. And so that's always been big for me, to just let people know where I'm from, how I grew up, let people know about my family, my friends, and the things that's close to me.
So, with saying that, do you get support from the community? Do the city support you? As far as playing your music and supporting it?
I mean, to a certain degree, for sure. You know, I definitely get some love here. But I think as I continue to grow as an artist, you know, I think more and more people will get more hip to, you know, what I'm doing and my movement and what I stand for. But as of right now, you know, it's definitely some people here that show me love, and people that, you know, have grown and, you know, they don't necessarily live in the city anymore, but they show me a lot of love for sure.
Who were some of the biggest influencers that led you to even wanting to do hip hop?
You mean like artists wise, or
artists, people in general, especially in the musical world?
Yeah. Artists, definitely Jay-Z. Like, if you ask my mom who my favorite rapper is, she gonna tell you Jay-Z.
Okay.
Nas, Lupe Fiasco, Big Crit is another like huge influence for me. But also, like, you know, as far as my family, like, you know, my mom, my daughter, she pushes me every day, because it's like, you know, this is what I do now. I'm professional. I don't work no other job, so it's like, you know, I gotta go as hard as I can go to do the things that I do and you know, make a way. But also, I got, like, you know, growing up, like, we used to listen to nothing but Mary J. Blige and, you know, Monica and all that. We used to just listen to Neo Soul, Jill Scott, Erykah Badu. So
you got a diverse.
Yeah, I have a big appreciation just for music, period.
Yeah, your palate deep. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. A lot of dudes will come in here and they'll only say, "We'll go on podcasts," and you ask them that. Only thing they gonna say is a bunch of rappers. Mm-hmm. That's why I call you a lyricist, because you know what I'm saying. You diverse. When I listen, I'm like, oh no, he can change up. Mm-hmm.
I think I read somewhere where you opened up for Monica and somebody else or something like that.
Years ago. We went down to Winston-Salem State, so I'll never forget this. My man Weez, he was dating this lady. Shout out to Jillian. So she was a freshman at Winston-Salem State, or maybe a sophomore, one or the other. And she had hit us up, and she's like, "Yo, they're doing like this talent thing where you can open up for Wale and Monica, have Skeese send some music." And at the time, I was recording in my crib, like in my room, right in my closet. And so I put together some songs. I think this was before Whack even came out. And I put together some songs. I sent them out, and they ended up calling me for like an audition. So me and my man, we drove all the way to North Carolina, and I think I got to perform 2 songs. I did my 2 songs, and it was me and it was a girl from Syracuse named Kim that ended up winning the whole competition. I tell you, like, it was like 30 different, you know, people who performed, and you know, they had their families there, they had their friends there, people with signs, all that. Like, it was crazy. But I ended up winning that. And so took it back to the crib, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was hyped. Then we drove back down. So when we drove back down, we was probably 4 or 5 cars deep.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was for Winston-Salem State's, what was it there? What's it called?
The Homecoming?
Homecoming. And it was a crazy, crazy experience. I ain't gonna lie. They had the Go-Go band there. They had, you know, obviously they had Wale there. Monica came out. She did her thing. I think it was somebody else that performed too. We got up there. We did our thing too. But that was in like 2010 or 2009, something like that. Mm-hmm. Crazy experience.
I also, well, me and you got somebody in common. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, for sure.
But you just do some like events at, I want to say Hilbert. I think it was Hilbert College or some kind of college or something.
Hilbert College.
So I wasn't doing anything at Hilbert, but I was doing ciphers up at the store I was talking about, where I would just invite all the rappers from the city to come out. It was me, DJ Gus would spin the music, and we just had a mic. We had some speakers, we had some turntables, and whoever wanted to come out and just showcase their talent, like, pull up, and I would just get a mic. Here you go. We was calling it Cypher Series. And it was to bring people into the store. You know what I'm saying? You could spend some money, but also, again, to just showcase your talent. And that was really how I really got my name out there as far as what I was doing here in the city. Like, you know, the mixtape, the first one called Whack, Women, Alcohol, Cash, and Kicks, that was big for me. But then when I really started doing those events and started doing shows here in the town, that's how people started really knowing me for doing music.
That's the key, man. How do you draw inspiration for your lyrics and your beat direction? Because you go up, your beats it's not boom bap. Do some boom bap, then you go somewhere with it. How do you come up with those concepts?
Well, as far as the lyrics, especially now, I like to talk a lot about what I'm going through in the moment. So as opposed to, you know, giving you the same material that I hear a lot of other rappers give you, I want to give you like motivation through my story, because I feel like my purpose isn't to make music. My purpose is to inspire others through my story. And I've had to overcome so many things just in a different sense of like losing people, you know, getting frustrated and just having to power through certain adversities and things like that. And just, you know, I feel like I represent the everyday person that's not living these, I ain't gonna call them fantasies or, you know, fairy tales, but some of the stories that you hear other rappers talk about. I represent for the everyday person. You feel what I'm saying? So, and then as far as the beats, I've been working with my man Mitch Arizona for a long time, and he always used to use like a lot of jazzy samples and things like that. And it would either be, you know, more akin to boom bap, or maybe he would draw some inspiration from like some trap, or maybe just some different sounds that he might hear. So I just keep my ear open because I feel like I'm versatile as an artist. Like I feel like I can do a lot of different things. I don't have to keep myself in one box or one pocket. Like I can do a lot of different things. I can, you know, harmonize a little bit here. I can, you know, give you some hard bars over here. I can give you a dope hook. I can give you some melodic stuff over here. So I just try not to limit myself in anything, because it's like I wanna appeal to a broad spectrum. You know what I'm saying? And wherever I feel like my energy takes me when I'm in the studio, that's where I want to go.
That's dope, man, because a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't go in the studio. I feel like you in here right now, you could pick one of these pictures off the wall and go bananas with it. That's how I look at you.
Right.
With saying that, what is it like being in the studio with Westside Gun, Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, Hing, Rick Hyde, a Bodie James, a Stove God Cooks? What is that atmosphere like when you in here with all these different minds, but everybody they spitters? A lot of people sleep on Westside Gun, man.
Nah,
Wes is a beast.
Nah, Wes is a beast. Wes is a beast. I really agree with that point. I feel like he don't get enough recognition for it either. But I remember when I first started coming around, when I first started getting around Drumwork, and my thing was, because I always been nice, you know what I'm saying? And I started off, I wasn't nice, you know what I mean? Like I started from nothing and built myself up. And when I got around and I was around Love the Genius and Conway primarily, it was like, man, every track, I want to have the best verse. I want to say the illest lines that's gonna make everybody say ooh. And then it was one time we had recorded a few songs and I was talking with Con, and he was like, yo, you know, I'm already me. I'm doing my thing. And then, you know, it's people saying what they're saying about Love the Genius. What are you gonna do to stand out from us? You know what I'm saying? And I was talking with my man. He was like, yo, you got to start telling your story. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying with a lot of my subject matter now. I like to talk about what I'm going through in the moment and how I got through it and things like that. And that was probably the best advice that I've gotten from somebody in terms of just my writing process and things that I talk about. Because when I realized that if I'm just me, if I just be myself, I'm going to be the best. Because I'm being the best version of me. I'm not trying to be better. I'm not aiming to be better than anybody else. You get what I'm saying? So as long as I'm doing me, that's all that matter.
All right, now you've been a lyricist, been in the presence of all these great minds, Drake and Kendrick. I mean, I know Rick Ross, he tried to really get in, but he wasn't able to jump in that. Cole jumped out. Cole is a monster. I just think Cole, one of them guys that felt like, you know what, I know Cole can battle. I know he could have got in there. But out of respect for the culture, especially for what he represent, he stood down. And I think that was a good look for him. because Cole on some real positive shit right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was great for him to take a step back because it's hard when you got a 3-man battle, a gang of people jumping on one dude. Yeah. So what do you think of that? Knowing we had all these great battles, Nas and Jay, Pac and Big, Ice Cube and NWA, just to name a few. How do you, as a judge, because my thing is I would love to see you and Drake do a song. I would love to see you and Kendrick do a song. So from a judge's perspective, how did you enjoy that battle?
I thought it was dope. I thought it was a dope moment for hip hop. I was excited, you know what I'm saying, the whole time. It was a few days where every day I'm just refreshing my Twitter every 5 minutes because I'm waiting to see what's next, who said this, and what's the next song. So it was dope to see. I think Kendrick took it. Yeah, he did. You know what I'm saying? I think he took it just from a standpoint of timing. You know what I mean? And Drake did a lot of things on social media that once Kendrick started dropping, it kind of nullified all the jokes and everything that you were saying, either on social media and in the songs. And then I think a lot of people did kind of felt the way, because I just expanding on that. A lot of people felt the way about him Drake using the AI on the TaylorMade joint. I felt like what he was saying was dope, but the AI was a mistake. And then it was a line that he had in the one joint. You always rapping like you're trying to free the slaves, and it was just like, yo, you kind of proving Kendrick's point with saying that. So you know what I mean. And there was other stuff that was said, but those are like some of the things that kind of stood out to me. That was like, you kind of shot yourself in the foot. You know what I mean?
This is how I look at it. I feel like Griselda as a whole rescued hip hop. I had got away from hip hop. Like a lot of that, I couldn't understand what people were saying no more. As far as saying that, do you feel like that was an opportunity for lyricists to jump in the game? Because COVID slowed everything down, and we had to take a seat, and we had to start listening. What you think about that?
Nah, I think I agree with you. I think Griselda was definitely one of the big catalysts of that. Just in terms of what they bring to the game. Benny, Westside, Conway, and then also we always got to throw in Derringer too, because Derringer, he provides the palette, or provided a lot of the palettes for them at the time at Alchemist. But I think they kind of brought it back into the forefront to where it's like, okay, it's cool to do this, and it can be accepted, on a borderline mainstream level. You know what I mean? As opposed to where when people were doing it before, it was more of just an underground thing. You know what I mean? And it paved the way for a lot of other artists. And then there was other artists at the time too that were coming up and doing their thing too. So I feel like it came at the perfect time.
I do too. R.I.P. to my man Shay, man, because I had a conversation with Shay right before all this stuff kind of blew up. Wes and them had already signed a deal with Shady, and Benny was in the process of getting ready to do the Black Soprano deal. And Shay pioneered a lot of this movement, man. Like I said, I can't wait till I can get Conway to come sit on the platform, because me and him, we go back to Desert Storm with Spoons. You remember Spoons and all them boys?
Nah, I never met them.
See, dog, we go back to Spoons and Whiter. I'm talking about, you talking about the 90s, bro, when they was riding around in a big Suburban handing out tapes. Right at the end of the tape era, they would. This is how long Conway was rapping. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a quick story about Conway. We was at the bar, corner P. What was that joint? Tropical Breeze on the corner of Genesee and Bailey. KP them. Now Conway, bro, I didn't know I knew Conway was a shorty. He was young. So Conway had to be about 15, 16, bro.
Okay.
He shouldn't have been in here.
Yeah.
Anyway, Conway was always tall. So he come to the door. He like, yo, big cuz, get me up in here. KP like, yo, you ain't getting in here. So I was like, yo, man, that's my little cousin. Let him get in here. You know what I'm saying? He said, as long as he don't drink, blah, blah. I say, he heard you. Man, Conway coming there. Now, I don't know if you remember Ice Water, Willie Lumpkin.
Nah.
Anyway, Willie Lumpkin had album out. He was one of that. He was doing his thing. It's when Dave Dogg and them was running things. And they had a cipher. It was Conway. Now, I think Conway like 14, 15. He shouldn't be in here. 14, 15. It was my nephew Gotti, and it was Willie Lumpkin, high school. Let's put it to you like this. They had a cipher. I'm in the bathroom, dude. I'm stoked. Let's put it like this. Don't matter who won. I knew that day. I said, yo, this boy going to be that dude. Mm-hmm. This boy going to be that dude. Mm-hmm. You know, I be getting mad sometimes when I see Flex had them rappers come on there and he don't acknowledge Conway and Benny. Mm-hmm. Conway and Benny, they still haven't had nobody. Other than Black Thought.
Yeah, Black Thought went on there and lost his mind.
That's something else. You understand that? Yeah. Other than Black Thought and maybe My Son that went on Flex, nobody can touch them boys. Yeah. Method Man, I love him. Yeah. But they set the tone for that.
For sure.
They set the tone for that. Yeah. And when they did that, I said, yo, it's over. Buffalo took over. To me, right now, Heem and Conway, if I was complete albums you could put on and go, right now they got it. So somebody got to drop right now. I know A Boogie about to drop something. I haven't heard it. But right now, I'm going between Heem and Conway. That give, I can't get past it, bro. Mm-hmm. I can't get past give. Yeah. That joint
fire.
Nah, he went dumb on that.
Man, that joint crazy. So now, you did a song. It was Bapist or something. You just dropped a single, right? Are you a sneakerhead?
Oh yeah. So you talking about the Eakin joint?
Eakin. Yep, I'm listening to that Eakin. Yeah,
for sure. I'm a huge sneakerhead, man. You know what I mean? Like growing up, I never used to get the kicks, and then when I was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When I was old enough to get a little bit of money, and put something in my pocket, that was what I was spending my money on. You know what I mean? So I love the kicks. I always worked in a sneaker store from the time I was like 17, and then even now, like, you know what I mean? Like I always say, I talk about sneakers like how Stove got rap about cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just my thing right there. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope.
So throughout your career, man, you've been doing this for a minute. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So what are some of your most memorable moments till this point? Like what is something that you went through and you did and you was like, yo, when was that moment you was like, yo, this is it?
Man, good question. I've had a few moments like that, man. I ain't gonna lie. Probably the illest moment though that I've had up to this point, one of the illest moments. I was in New York last September. We did the show in New York. Where was that last show in New York at, Chad? Was it Sony Hall? Yeah. Webster Hall. Yeah, we was at Webster Hall. And, man, every time we do a show in New York, it's always crazy. But this was the first tour where I was actually a part of the tour. My name was on the tickets, on the marquee, all that. Mm-hmm. And the show was insane. The energy was insane. And in 2022, the top of 2022, I had sold, like, my own Air Force One.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I worked with an artist from here. He had, like, painted, I did, like, a Bison's logo. Mm-hmm. And it said Revolver. That's one of my AKAs, Revolver Ocelot. And it had, like, the sliding Bison on it. It was dope. It was, like, super dope. It was a crazy shoe. And I think I sold 15 pairs of them. And I think I might have sold one or two pair here in the town. Conway got a pair. But then all the other pairs, it was people from all over ordering them. At the time, I mean, I wasn't, like, my buzz was still kind of low. So, the people that did know about me and they rocked with the shoe, they copped it. Mm-hmm. So fast forward to last year, we're at, like I said, Webster Hall. And after the show, I always go to the merch table so I can sell my merch and I can meet the fans. I can take pictures, sign, their vinyls. And I sign shoes, too, because they know I'm a sneakerhead. So they had me sign the side of their shoes or on the toe box. And, that night it was real busy. Like I said, the show was packed. And I'm, grabbing hoodies, I'm grabbing CDs, and, next. And I turn around, it's a guy standing right there. He's like, yo, I got something I want you to sign. I'm thinking he got a vinyl. He backs out one of them shoes.
Dope. That's dope.
And I was like, yo, I think he was a teacher from, Massachusetts or something like that. I can't remember, but he had on one of my hoodies.
Too.
Yeah, Massachusetts.
That's one of the hard joints.
But he backs the shoe out, and I'm like, yo, you got a pair of these? He was like, yo, this is my first time wearing them. I knew I was coming to see you tonight. I just really want you to sign these. Man, I had to get that on video.
That's dope, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, damn, like you've been riding with me really for the last almost 2 years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So to know that you actually, and then you show up to the show, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, damn, like, it's like fruits of the labor.
Yeah. Well, you already know it's time to go ahead and make you another pair of sneakers.
Oh, yeah.
Now that we're talking about sneakers, I had somebody send me something. Shout out to Crease Beast. If you one of those guys that rock Air Force Ones, I got some on right now. These joints comfortable, they soft. Shout out to Crease Beast. They definitely work. If you got your ones, you don't want no creases in them, and you want to be able to walk around comfortably, because I got some other joints, they hard. They don't, my sneakers don't crease, but they hard. These joints allow you to walk around flexing, still comfortable in your Air Force Ones, because I love Air Force Ones. That's my favorite sneaker. You know what I'm saying?
You wear those inside the sneakers?
Yeah, inside the sneaker. Yeah, shout out to Crease Beast.
Back in the day, we used to take plastic bags and stuff them in there, and then walk around like that.
I'm gonna take these with me.
Yeah, all right. You think that, but yeah, shout out to Crease Beast. Now, we got this. Before we get into this, because we got the OG's hot seat coming up. This is a life and death question. LeBron or Kobe? 2 shots. Who's shooting the ball for you?
Kobe.
All day.
All day.
It's not even a question.
I can almost guarantee you, whenever you ask that question, we're going to get the same answer, no matter who it's from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kobe. Jordan. Because, see, I look at it like this. All right, here we go. OG's hot seat, baby. Jae Skeese is in the hot seat right now. No right or wrong answer, Jae Skeese. You know, this is how you look at things. This is how you view it. So, let's get right to it. Who is your basketball GOAT?
My basketball GOAT, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that's
it's not going to change.
They try to mix.
Yeah, they try to, but you went to 6 finals, you won all 6. Your impact on the game, your killer instinct.
We still rocking them Jays.
I got a pair on right now.
Right now. You know what I'm
saying? So it's not even a question.
So, favorite rapper of all time?
Nas.
Hold on. Yeah. Now that's my guy. See, but I thought he was gonna say Jay.
When I was doing my research, and I seen that his daughter was named Nas, but with 2 A's.
Yeah. My son named Nazir.
I said his favorite rapper is Nas.
That surprised me. I thought you was gonna say Jay, dog.
Jay is my man. Like, it's no slight to Jay. It's no slight to Lupe, because those, Black Thought, those is like my favorites. But Nas is just different.
Black Thought might be my cousin. Shout out to Tyreek Trotter. We all got the same last name, Jeremiah Trotter.
That's crazy.
That Philly and that Erie, PA area. Mm-hmm. So hopefully him and Loheen, they supposed to be working on something. Hopefully that happen. Best pair of kicks.
Aqua 8s.
Aqua 8s. Okay. All right. I thought he was going to.
What you thought he was going to say?
Well, he got on J's, so. You know what I mean?
Them Aqua 8s is different.
He got on J's, bro. So, greatest lyricist of all time.
Lupe Fiasco.
You see how that changed up?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that change up? Because, see, Nas is a lyricist.
Yeah.
Nas is a lyricist.
Yeah.
But I didn't say rapper.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Lupe nice.
Lupe different.
Lupe nice.
Lupe is up there. I mean, when you talk about Black Thought, you talk about Royce, you talk about Lupe. It's like them 3.
Most Def, all of them.
Most. Yeah,
I
put most up there. Yeah, it's just different. Like, when I listen to them, you gotta really be listening. If you're not, you're gonna miss something like that. You know what I'm saying?
So, when like I said, man, when Black Thought did that freestyle, yo, bro, I swear to God,
I still haven't got through that whole thing and caught everything he said.
That's the bar, though.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
the bar.
That is the bar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's the bar right
now.
Yeah, right? That's the bar, hands down. Mm-hmm. When Benny did that song with him, and Benny was able to stand up with him.
Yeah.
That's when I knew Benny. I was like, yo, Benny, that dude.
Yeah, salute to Benny for that. Cause,
you know what I'm saying?
Because Black Thought ain't, man.
He that dude. But Thought definitely, you already know. Thought that. Shout out to Black Thought. Mm-hmm. Best action movie.
Best action movie. I really like Aliens.
Oh,
Aliens. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's kind of horror too, but it's also an action movie.
Aliens definitely. And mine's is Heat. That's my favorite action.
Heat is
movie.
one of them ones, but I didn't get put on the Heat until I got a little earlier. My mom loves sci-fi, so I used to watch all the sci-fi joints with her, and that joint is just one of the ones that we used to always watch.
Aliens crazy. I don't care which aliens you watch. It's crazy.
Yeah. Aliens.
I
think that's the second one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's Aliens because it was Alien and then it was Aliens.
I mean, they always that whole squad was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't really got a favorite like genre, but my favorite movie of all time, House Party. That's my joint.
Now, House Party is the joint though.
Oh yeah,
That's
it is.
my
Robert
joint.
Harris was crazy in there. Last OG's question in the hot seat because this is an OG's perspective. The truth matters and respect holds weight. All-time favorite gangster movie.
Can we say? I mean, nah, I won't take it there. So, gangster movie, I would say Menace to Society.
Damn, him and Tez. Yeah, Menace to Society, raw. Mine's, what's yours, Hill?
Best gangster movie?
Don't say Charlie Brown, dog.
Nah, I would have to go with Scarface.
Scarface, that's dope. Yeah. My all-time favorite is the Godfather trilogy. That's like the bar for me. I think you could take all the gangster movies that was ever made. I mean, even from Reservoir Dogs on down, up to Goodfellas, up to Casino. You know what I'm saying? You name it. I'm a gangster fanatic. But Godfather to me sets the tone because it got character in it. It got discipline in it. It got structure in it. And to me, when you're a lyricist, when you're a true hip hop historian, a rapper, you're going to have all those tools. Yeah. You're gonna have some discipline. And you're gonna have some balance in what you're doing because it's a lot of guys out here, they don't have that. Yeah. They all over the place. I think we live in a time now where disrespect is the new respect. You know, it was a time where when I was coming up as a shorty, if you did something wrong and violated somebody, pretty much you weren't gonna be able to hang around. And as far as telling on somebody, you definitely wasn't gonna be able to come around. Now it's acceptable on every level where somebody can get jammed up and they tell on you and they'll spare themselves to sacrifice you, and it's acceptable.
Right.
I'm old school, dog. Can't come around me. It's some dogs, some pups that I raised, bruh. They can't come around me. And I still love them, but you can't come around me, man. I respect the true grind of a gangster and a hustler. And that's on any level, from a woman to a man to a hard-working man. You ain't got to be nobody that sold no drugs. You ain't got to be nobody that shot, killed, nobody did nothing wrong. You could just be a straight-up hard-working man. If somebody sacrificed you for the greater good of themselves, I don't got no respect for that, bro. Now, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, bro. Puff Daddy. We got to talk about the elephant in the room, bro. Puff Daddy. We ain't going to leave out of this studio without talking about no Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know for a fact Conway did a song with Puff. Was you down there? Did you go to the... So, have you ever been around Puff?
Never.
All right. So, what do you think of this whole situation with Puff Daddy and all these accusations allegedly? But the one thing we can say definite is he put his hands on that girl, man. Yeah. He did more than put his hands on that girl, Jay. Yeah. You got a daughter. I got a daughter. I got granddaughters. He got daughters. My man got 2 daughters. It was the kick that did it for me, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Because people have situations. You know, men and women sometimes they have situations. I know chicks will bust a dude in the mouth quicker than they'll bust a chick in the mouth. I done seen it get busy. And I got some sisters. Crazy. Oh, don't call me after you done did do like you done did me. Now you want me to come over there and get... No, you done punched this man in his mouth. Now you going to call me. But I've seen some things happen. What do you think of that, Jay? Come on, give it to me.
Yeah, nah, I don't agree with that, man. I think it's messed up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not somebody that stand for, domestic violence in any way. You know what I mean? And it's just like, as far as the other stuff that they say Diddy has done, which it's a multitude of things. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's one thing, but as far as like the whole Cassie situation and what we saw on video, it's just it's unacceptable, man. Like at the end of the day, because like I said, I don't stand for anything like that. It kind of makes the music hit different too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
saying? What was your upbringing? Did you come from a two parent home? Was your pops in your life? What was that? What part of your life was that like? Seeing something like Puff do something crazy like that. What part of your life was that like?
So like growing up, like I had my dad up until he was in the home until I was about 7, and then he passed away right before I turned 10.
Okay.
So the crib wasn't always just peachy. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember arguments and things like that, but it never got to that level. You know what I'm saying? Like the Diddy and Cassie level. But my dad raised me, my mom raised me just to be respectful. Never put your hands on a girl, on a woman. Open up the doors for the ladies, things like that. Like
I gotta get on my grind. I've been slipping lately. I ain't gonna lie. I love my wife to death, but I've been slipping. Yeah. Do you feel like as a father, especially seeing how these young dudes coming up today, that it's important for a child, a daughter, or a son to come from a 2-parent family home?
Yeah, I believe that for sure. I think any girl or boy, they need their mom and their dad because we bring 2 different elements of things that, human being or, whether you're a girl or a boy, it's things that you need from your mom and your dad, no matter what. Even my daughter now, she just turned 8. It's certain things that I know I can teach her that her mom can't teach her and vice versa. And it's conversations that I can have with my daughter that her mom may not feel comfortable with having and then vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to have both regardless, and you can kind of see what's going on in the world now because, Diddy ain't just an isolated incident. It's a lot of that going on. So, man, a lot of that is, not having a father in the home, not learning certain morals and learning how to respect women or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it could be a little girl in the home just with her mother, and, she went through whatever she went through with, maybe the father or maybe with another man, and then she's teaching that to the little girl. So now the little girl doesn't have respect for, the next little boy. So, you need both in any situation.
I feel like go ahead, Hill.
I'm gonna because I was gonna ask later on, but you said you lost your dad at a very young age. First of all, sorry for your loss.
All day. My pops passed 98.
How did that affect you as a young man? Losing your dad at that young.
I probably wouldn't be a rapper if my dad was still alive today because my dad didn't even want me listening to rap music back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He said it was too hard. But I just I didn't really I didn't know what to make of it for real. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know if it was my fault. I didn't know if I was kind of just lost for a minute. Like even in later years, like when I was in high school, I felt like I was trying to be somebody that I wasn't because I didn't have that almost like that structure. You know what I'm saying? And I was in the hood, so it was like it was certain influences that was coming in, things
monkey
like
see,
that.
Monkey see, monkey
do. You know what I'm saying? You get to be 13, 14, you running around, you outside. You see certain things, you want to do those things too. But I was always smart enough to know, okay, that's not the route that I know I want to take. But, it's certain influences that I feel like if I had my dad, I know I wouldn't have been influenced in that way. You know what I mean? But just the way that it made me feel when everything went down, it was definitely like, it was just a crazy situation overall because, later on in his life, like right before he passed away, I wasn't talking to my dad as much. The last time I seen my dad, he was in the hospital on a respirator. You know what I'm saying? So it was just I didn't know what to make of it for real. But as I've gotten older, and actually this year I turned the same age that he passed away at, which was something that I was always kind of afraid of.
Young dude.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like now with getting through that, it's almost like I've been looking at it like I'm not that I'm over it or not that I'm not grieving anymore or anything like that, but it's like, all right, I can live the rest of my life now that I've gotten through that kind of barrier.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say, hold up, Hill. I'm gonna say this as far as that Puffy thing go, because we all men in here, we know right from wrong. Puff got the King Kong effect. He stopped giving. He stopped caring. When you get to the level of success that these dudes get to, and you become you become a billionaire. Sometimes I've seen dudes in the streets get a lot of money and they forget who they are and where they came from and what their purpose is once they get the money. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what happened with Puff. You know, you hear the stories from a lot of different women and men. It's the same story. You know, Big gave him that name for a reason, Puff, and I think it's starting to show. But I'm going to ask you this question: if there was 3 people that you could hold a conversation with, dead or alive, who would those people be?
That's a good question. First person would probably be Denzel Washington. I just always felt like, you know what I mean, like when I listen to him speak, not even, you know, on the screen or, you know, when I'm listening to interviews, he's always got a lot of gems, you know what I mean, and just he's very insightful when it comes to like just morals and going through life and figuring things out. It's almost like I call him you know what I'm saying, because I didn't really have uncles who gave me game like that. So, you know, like in recent years when I'm watching certain interviews, it's like, yo, that's a gem. I need to hold on to that one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's one person. Who else would I like to talk to? Spike Lee is somebody else I would like to talk to. I rock with Spike Lee, man. Like I really love his perspective. The way that he approaches like making his art. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's dope. Somebody I would like to get some game from as far as like the way that he approaches things as an artist. You know what I'm saying? And I think the last person I would like to talk to, maybe, man, that's a good question. Maybe Martin Luther King Jr.
That's definitely one of mine.
Yeah?
What would you ask him?
Why did you want to end segregation? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you want to bring everybody together?
Can I answer that for you?
Yeah.
Before they killed Martin Luther King, he said, I thought I was bringing my people to the promised land, but I was bringing them into a burning building. I think Martin realized that forcing integration on us was the biggest downfall of the modern day black man, because we lost our identity in that. We are, I don't care who said, we are the biggest, the most creative and innovative people on this planet. All culture comes from us. It's something you probably said today in this conversation that they're going to take and utilize.
Facts.
Because we are the inspiration of the world. If they could take the melanin out of our skin and the thought processes from our brain, they would eliminate us. But we are needed because we continue to create. And Martin Luther King realized that we had no value once we gave it away. That's what he realized. We have no value no more. Nobody has to come to us because we give it away. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Everything from the telephone, the stoplight,
The light bulb.
You name it.
The light switch.
Internet.
The refrigerator.
Literally.
Phone.
The internet.
Air conditioner.
GPS system. You name
You name it.
Literally.
We created it. Yeah. But the thing is, what is the value of it?
Right.
Jeff Bezos created Amazon, and it's worth trillions of dollars. Apple, trillions of dollars, because they got to put their stamp on it. Can you imagine if we would have stayed segregated and white people would have had to integrate with us on their own, but we would have had all the technology?
Right.
It probably could have been, probably still would have been kind of hard because back then we couldn't patent nothing.
Well, see, the reality of that is it can't be hard because we didn't have to stay in America.
Yeah, that's true too.
You got the world.
Yeah.
If you isolate yourself to this country, yeah, you can look at it like that. But you got the world. We could have got up, say, hey, I got a great idea. I know I can't get it patent here. As we grow as a people, you could have went somewhere else. You can't stop that.
Right.
You could have went to somewhere like China. You could have went to somewhere like India. You understand what I'm saying? Where your voice is not isolated, or your idea is not isolated.
Right.
And I think that's what happened when Martin realized that, they killed him because his next message was going to be, see, no, we don't have a leader right now.
Right.
Yeah.
There's nobody that's leading us. We leading ourselves.
Right.
And the ones that probably could, and I'm gonna be honest, I used to think at a point in time that Puff Daddy could have been somebody that, especially with his influence and his money, that could lead us. He could unite all the wealthy black people, and they could create something that could uplift the community of the black people, because we far from dumb.
Yeah.
Right.
We far from lazy. We all show you that. You just said you don't work no more. Your creative process take care of you. So that shows you right there. You understand what I'm saying? So with that, Hill, is it anything you would like to ask Jae Skeese before we tighten this joint up?
I told you earlier we had somebody in common.
Oh yeah, you did, yeah.
Stacks to God.
Oh, word. Okay, yeah, that's the homie, man. Salute to the homie.
How did y'all meet and everything like that?
If I remember correctly, man, I met the homie like just through Facebook, man. Just, you know what I mean? I think he if I'm not mistaken, we chopped it up a few times just on Facebook, man. Like, he always shows love. I know he's super active in the community as far as like the hip hop community, shooting videos, dropping music, putting on events. Like, he's always got stuff moving and grooving.
Yeah, you just recently went to one of his events.
Yeah, I pulled up to a cypher, man. I was dolo too. Just pulled up one day. I think it was on like a Monday, and he had I forget what the cyphers are called, but he had a bunch of rappers in there going crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stack. Shout out. I'm gonna holler at you, dog.
Yes, sir.
Well, Ski, man, it's been a blessing. Usually, when I come to the end of the show, I try to leave some words of encouragement, words of inspiration. You are a guest. I want you to look into that camera. And for any inspiring artists that's coming up, young rappers, young singers, somebody that's trying to take their skill set, I wouldn't care if they're trying to do a podcast, get into directing, or if they just at their 9 to 5, they're a student, and they trying to get themselves to the next level, man. Tell them what they need to do and get them some words of encouragement. Man.
Word, man. So whatever it is that you're doing, I don't care if, like you said, if you're doing music, you're directing videos, or painting pictures, it don't matter. Whatever you're doing, just do that to your best ability, your best capability, and do it every day. And then when you do it every day, make sure that you just do it even more. You know what I mean? Like, you got to constantly be creating around the clock. And when you have ideas, act on those ideas and build your team, because like that's so key. Like, you got to have the right people around you, because it can't just be you. For a long time, I tried to do things by myself, and I only got but so far. But when I got the right people around me to help me with the things that I needed help with, that's when I started to see things, you know, kind of turn over for me. So just keep those things with you, man, and keep grinding.
Well, man, thank you, Jay, man. This is my boy Jae Skeese, man. I appreciate you pulling up, coming through, man, giving us a great conversation, letting the youth know what's expected of them, what they need to do to get to the next level. And everybody is not going to be as successful as others. Sometimes you need to settle in and take it slow and pay attention to what is going on around you instead of what's going on with others. And then I think it will come to you. And sometimes success is just being alive and being appreciative of what you got. You know, a lot of us always talking about what we don't have, and we never realize what's sitting in front of us. You know what I'm saying? And with that, Hill, man, y'all already know how we do. Jae Skeese, King Hill, and I'm your boy Big He. The OG's out. Deuces, baby.
Peace.
Let's go. Woo. They know. It's that Eastside Grammy. You know where to find me, nigga. Let that bitch breathe. We gon' kill these niggas though. Look, I'm like Mike with the moves, young Kareem.